Anyway,
fact is, нахуй, hold on a second, блядь.
No, shut up.
But
Be here
no,
anymore.
but,
It was
no,
already
I need to be
established.
here
You
because he
said
brought
that
me
you're not
here.
going to do any handyman work, and if you're
down.
not,
Brought me
then
here.
why are you here?
I'm not gonna be a
Because you're not going to be the
handyman.
realtor.
I'm not gonna be a handyman for nobody.
What's your involvement
So
then
what
in
you're
this house?
involved in here because I have the same license
I'm the
as you do.
realtor.
And so what? I'm a realtor too. And so what? Because if it's gonna
Why are
come
you
up to
being
some...
such
Well, hello 90 Day fans, hopefully all is well, and hopefully you are ready for some drama, because as you could see from the start of this, there is going to be a lot of drama on this episode. Now before we get into it, I'm just going to recommend that if you like TV shows and reality TV in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell. I usually put out 2 to 3 videos per week. Also like the video or dislike it if you don't like it, and if you have any comments, whether it's whatever I say or anything from the episode, drop it there. I'm going to reply to you. So big talking points for this episode is that Kalani and Azuelo have a secret that they haven't told anyone, even the producers. Jovi and Yara are still working through their baby responsibilities and duties, and they're kind of just figuring out how to divide it. Angie is going for her surgery, but of course we know that she did smoke before, so hopefully all is going to be well with that. Andrei starts his new job. This is, as you saw from the preview at the beginning, it could be rough. We're going to see what happens with him too. Mike and Natalie are just doing Mike and Natalie things. I do hope that he's going to apologize for ditching her at the hotel, but I'm not going to hold my breath for one. And also, it's kind of weird how she brought that up at that time on his birthday. But yeah, he probably shouldn't have ditched her like that. It's pretty crappy. Now it seems that a lot of their problems stem from jealousy, but so does Julia and Brandon's apparently. As you saw from the last trailer, they have some jealousy issues to take care of as well.
Bring a hawk? What?
Hawk, the green guy.
Oh, Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Of all of the role-playing things you could have thought of, you think of superheroes?
This whole segment is just cringe. So this episode starts off with a segment with Kalini and her sister Kolini. They're kind of just talking in a furniture store as they browse. But what's weird is, why would a furniture store let them chill on the furniture for that long? I mean, she sat on a chair and broke it. I feel like they would kick you out right after that. So she exposes what the big secret is, and it's that they haven't been sleeping in the same room at all. Azuelo kind of has like a game room that he just chills in, and he just goes into her room when he's ready to have sex. So they're kind of like roommates that hook up when they're ready. That's so messed up. She kind of figures that maybe that's the relationship that his parents had, and that's why he's like that. But what's really messed up is she kind of has to play a mother role as well, because as you could tell, he's basically a man-child. Not only is that bad for her because of the kids, but also, like, it's not very attractive at all. They come to the conclusion that, you know, in Samoan culture, divorce is kind of a taboo subject. So he thinks that it will never happen to him, and he's safe no matter what stunt he pulls. So later in the episode, we see that Kalani and Azuelo eventually talk about fixing their issues, especially their differing opinions on romance and what it is. They also want to fix their sex life, which I could have done without that segment. It's really cringe, and I'd rather not talk about it. But then she calls him out on not knowing the difference between loving someone and romancing them. So this is where things go sour, and he snaps. Azuelo 1.0 is back. He ends up making fun of her for crying, and he even goes as far as to say that she has no reason to cry, even though he is a monster himself. I just don't see this working out, guys. It's unfortunate, of course, because they have the kids, and you want to see them as a happy family, but I don't know. This guy, I don't know what she was thinking.
I'm gonna take this off for a second. Okay.
I'm just holding this so I have no underwear on.
She looks way too excited about this. So Angie's getting prepared for surgery, and she knows that she has to talk to Michael still, but she is very nervous about it. So the doctor actually helps her out and talks to him for her. After talking to the doctor, Michael actually agrees with everything and he is reassured. He knows that it's best for her health and it's physical, but he's not going to lose all the boobies. He's going to be happy about this still. It's a win-win situation, as they say. Angela does still feel bad though because she still never got to talk to her family, and now I think she's actually sensing the reality of the situation. She actually has issues using the oxygen mask, which I think is due to her years of smoking, but I don't really know medical science, so I'm not sure. They eventually do calm her down though, and they proceed with the surgery. Angela's best friend Jojo is taking her time to actually inform Michael and the family about what's going on. She's giving them hourly updates pretty much, but she is really worried though because of the risk, and she actually ends up in tears. It's kind of touching. She said that she's going to be there for Angela's fam if anything happens, but of course she doesn't want it to come to. And of course, even though we know she's going to get out of the surgery, we still aren't sure if she's going to be 100% okay. They end the segment by showing that she's struggling to open her eyes. Again, I'm really hoping that everything's going to be okay with her because she is doing this for her health, and it is a huge risk obviously, and hopefully it pays off. I hope everything's good.
Hey, what the hell are you doing here?
Why am I not here with you guys, is the question.
Why do I feel like the brother set this up or something? So today's the day that Andrei the professional has to work with Elizabeth's family. Just great. He's really focused and headstrong, and he thinks he's capable of everything right off the bat, but he just has a license, man. He has no experience. I think he admits at one point that he sees this as a stepping stone for him. And of course, spoilers to no one, he immediately pisses off everyone involved. He still refuses to work with Charlie and undermines him, even though Charlie's actually his boss technically. Good luck with doing that with any other job. He's very lucky it's family owned. His compromise is that he's only going to take orders from Chuck. I have that feeling though that Chuck is kind of telling everyone something very slightly different, just to get on everyone's good side. As you saw from the clip, there was a bit of tension to begin with, but then out of nowhere, Elizabeth's sister Becky shows up. She is furious because she thinks that Andrei is just going to step in and take her job. But then Chuck kind of calms the situation down. He steps in and lets everyone know that it was never an option to have Andrei replace them. Chuck had to do some little damage control there and reaffirm that neither Charlie or Becky will lose their cut of the money, if that's the issue that they have. Andrei's pay is going to come out of his own cut. I think that her family in general is very easy to trigger, and he's just giving them a lot of attitude, so this is definitely not going to work out. Andrei thinks he knows everything and can outdo any of them, but it's just that they have so much experience and, well, he has none. He's just doing this as entry level. He's my boy, but I think he needs to calm down a bit and just take their advice.
You know, you don't have to be so bossy. We're two
I'm
parents
bossy,
here.
Jovi.
Yeah, you are. You're trying to tell me everything to do with Mila.
What'd you tell you?
Oh, don't do this. Don't give her a bath like this. Don't put on her clothes like this. Don't change her diaper like this. Like, I'm a parent, too.
Oh man, this Jovi guy, I just don't really like him too much. In my opinion, he's pretty selfish, and I think that he might be jealous of all the time and attention that the baby gets from Yara. It seems like he wants to go on a honeymoon, but understandably, Yara's like, now is not the time. It's not right, because the baby's so young, and she just wants to bond and take care of that baby. And even if they were to go on vacation, I don't think she's going to leave her baby with anyone. She might want to take the baby, which is not happening in these times, obviously. And on that note, I don't think she's going to leave her baby with anyone either. I agree with her. I think she's actually being very responsible. He wants to live that newlywed lifestyle, but maybe he should have thought of that before he went and had a kid. But now the concern is he ever going to grow up, or is he just going to be stuck like this forever? In my opinion, I don't think he's ever going to grow up. Jovi also seems to think that Yara is being overprotective of the daughter, but I think she's just being reasonable. And he's also not very cautious with the kid. I think she's going to even be more protective once he returns from his trip because of all that time alone with the kid. Natalie pursues an apology from Mike because he left her at the hotel after she stirred the pot a little bit. It did come out of nowhere, but I don't like the fact that he left her there alone. Not only was it dangerous, but she's a foreigner. She doesn't know where to go after that. I don't even know how she got back. The funny thing about the situation is that he's also looking for an apology because he feels that it was irrelevant and pretty much in the past, and she brought it up for no reason. Surprisingly, she actually apologizes first, though, and they work things out. Except that he ended up comparing her to Sour Patch Kid. To me, that was very cringe and kind of odd. And while it's nice to see them patch things up, they still have an issue, though. They're both worried about the Thanksgiving meeting because Natalie and his mother aren't very close at all. She was the one that actually told Mike to call off the wedding, if you guys missed that. They've already started off on the wrong foot in this situation too, because the mother thinks that it's weird that she won't eat poultry, and she suggests that they could just get fish from the river near her. The mother also warns Mike by hinting that she might not be on her best behavior.
Say hi, Papa. Pointed at Carly. No, Carly.
You know, a lot of us watch this show for the drama, but this is the kind of stuff I like to see as well. It's good. As we could see, it shows that Tiffany has moved into her new apartment with the kids. Her son Daniel's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and he just wants to show off his handiwork to Ronald. Daniel has always loved Ronald. I'll never forget the scene when they first met. He actually cried. It was a beautiful thing to watch. But in any case, he insists on talking to him. Despite their issues, she does not want to discourage the kids from talking with Ronald and vice versa. She wants them to have a great relationship. But you know what? The second the kids leave, the conversation turns very sour and they start arguing. Can't the kids actually hear this though? Like, they're literally in the next room. It's an apartment. They start off by arguing about the canceled tickets, and you know what? It's brave of him to suggest that she spend the money his way when he doesn't really contribute that much. But he has said that he's gotten a job and he promises to improve. But as with all of us and her, we'll believe it when we see it. She might actually have to move on without him though, like for the better of the kids. Sure, they love him and whatnot, but she's making moves. He might actually be holding them back.
What about my friend Melanie? She lives nearby.
What are you talking about? I never heard about you before. Who's Melanie?
A friend from high school.
You never told me about
I've told you about her.
I don't remember you telling me
I have
about
exactly told you.
If she important, I remember she, but she's not important.
Jeez, Julia could be pretty scary sometimes. So we see that she still has to do some work on the farm, and she still hates it, of course. She takes a step towards her career, however, as a wedding planner. She went out to go meet a current planner to actually gather info and, learn how to prepare to become one herself. The expedition does not do too much for her, as she is told by that person to actually work on her English and start getting to know people in the industry and gaining experience, networking. When she brings up getting to meet people in the area, Brandon suggests meeting his friend Melanie. She goes apeshit over this though, as you saw in the clip. She asks a million questions about Melanie due to jealousy. He tells her that Melanie is more like a sister to him and he wouldn't have those kind of feelings for her, so she shouldn't have to worry. But she doesn't want to hear about the past at all, and she thinks that all of his friendships that he had from back then he should forget about. She wants to form new friendships together with him. She's just drama. And next time, it looks like Mike's mom, who I don't know why I forgot her name was Trish, but yeah, Trish and Natalie are gonna have all kinds of issues. It's gonna be a very awkward dinner, so let's look forward to that. Kalani has a conversation with her father, who is a very scary man, about the whole situation, and it sounds like he's not too keen on the idea of divorce. So it shows that Ronald's going towards his visa, and he only has two options in his mind. Either he gets the visa, or they move to South Africa with him. And if not, he's going elsewhere. And apparently Jovi has some bad news for Yara that's gonna affect their future. Is he gonna move to Guyana forever or something? And then we cut to Angela, who seems to have gotten through her first surgery and about to go through the second surgery, which Jojo does not think is a great idea. And for any of us, we probably all think it's a bad idea as well. But she'll probably be okay. And that is all. Thank you all for watching. Next week we're going to have the final Single Life episode and next week's episode of Happily Ever After. So for now, have a great night and I will see you all next time. Bye.